we were happy to sign the contract for 26 Rafale aircraft on 25th of April. This contract includes, of course, performance-based logistics for 5 years, and we hope to get the first set of 4 in 2029. We also signed the contract for the NMDA, National Maritime Domain Awareness Project. We are very proud of it. Also commissioned the base depot ship Aravali. Combined, both of them will aggregate data from 7 ministries and 15 national agencies, and that will be utilized not only by the Navy but anybody who wants to use it as to what is happening in the maritime domain. We take great pride in the leaders, in being the leader in Atmanirbharta and self-reliance. Navy has always been, and therefore the next segment I want to highlight is technology induction and self-reliance. We had set up the NIIO and TDAC, the 2 organizations, in 2021. Both of them are working very closely with the Defence Innovation Organization under DDP. We conducted Swavlamban 4.0, the 4th edition of Swavlamban, just a few days back, 25th and 26th November. It was very well received. Great participation from our industry, from our youngsters, with vision in their eyes to do something for the country. And it was very, very highly appreciated by our chief guest, Honorable Raksha Mantri. You would be happy to know that out of 565 IDEX challenges announced so far across the security domain, not only limited to Navy, Army, Air Force, 35% are owned by Indian Navy. That is 198 out of 565. The DIO has committed more than 1100 crores for development of prototype of our systems and has already disbursed more than 400 crores into the defense ecosystem of the country. We have also achieved 28 acceptance of necessity for 2,700 crores and 16 procurement orders exceeding 1,400 crores have been placed. All this I am talking about is the IDEX schemes. This year, we also set up our Indian Navy Incubation Center for Artificial Intelligence, INICAI, at Bengaluru. And the center is already doing around 45 use cases in operation, administration, in logistics to help us to do better. Coming to jointness and integration, we have been in the forefront of this jointness and integration. As you are aware, the country's first joint command, the Andaman Nicobar Command, was a step up from what we used to call FOTAN in Port Blair. But more importantly, I think in operations, the synergy demonstrated during Off Sindoor between the 3 services and other agencies was very heartening. From tactical level to operational level and beyond, I think all of us were on the same page. That speaks very highly about the leadership. We also conducted the Tri-Services Exercise Trishul, which some of you covered in early November off the coast of Gujarat with the Navy as the lead service. We undertook joint effect-based operations both on land and at sea in a multi-domain environment. Much has been written about it. Going forward, we aim, as we move towards the theaterization, we aim to have unified planning, common operational picture, and integrated operations. So that is our aim. We have also moved forward in the spheres of joint doctrines, joint logistic notes, integrated maintenance working groups on various systems and equipment, and joint services study groups to address the issues which are being faced by services. Coming to the all-important HR aspects, we believe that our personnel remain the core during our strategic and operational objectives. We want to create resilient individuals, physically, mentally, and spiritually, so that they can withstand the pressures of daily life and operate and lead with clarity in an environment of relentless pace, rapid technological changes, and constant information noise. Coming to Agniveers, we are very happy to report that we have inducted Agniveers from 673 districts out of 806 districts across India. And we believe that we can go further, and that is what we are going to do. And therefore, our workforce actually represents the microcosm of the country. We have been practicing, and we do believe, in gender neutral force. Navika Sagar Parikrama was one example. We have commenced induction of women pilots in fighter and helicopter streams. And we have started using gender neutral language in the country, in the service. The Navy takes great pride in being a learning organization, that we learn not only from ours, what we do, but also from what others are doing. And therefore, we continuously aim to refine our concepts and doctrines. And later today, we will be releasing our new version of Indian Navy Maritime Doctrine. Similarly, later sometimes, maybe early next year, we will release the strategy doctrine. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you are aware, we stand at as a country defining moment in our national journey towards becoming a Viksit Bharat. And as you also aware, that with our economy advancing steadily and confidently, it is clear that the seas or oceans, which are our highways for trade, connectivity and energy security, will continue to shape the trajectory of this growth. There is no doubt about it. The geography says it all. As prime manifestation of India's maritime power, Indian Navy, your Navy, every Indian's Navy, remains steadfast in promoting and protecting our national maritime interest. We remain committed to ensuring every sea lane critical to our national prosperity remains safe and secure at all times. And therefore, guided by these strategic realities that I have enunciated, this year's Navy Day theme we have chosen Combat Ready, Cohesive, Atmanirbhar Navy, safeguarding national maritime interest anytime, anywhere, anyhow. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your patient listening, and I'm sure you would have many questions, but happy Navy Day once again in advance to all of you and to all our countrymen. We will take the questions now. I am told there is a 2-minute break. 2-minute break. All those who have raised their hands, just आप थक जाएंगे तो नीचे कर लीजिए. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, kindly remain seated.